What's going on, people?
Let's do it.
This is all takes, no breaks, coming at you very quickly. This is a special day. That's how I feel. It's a special day.
Very special.
Something we talked about for a little bit, and this is a podcast about sports, bullshit, culture, just having fun. And enough of that, though. Let's get into the introductions, right? So I'd like to introduce my co-host, Geno. Go ahead and say something about yourself, man.
Yes, sir. My name is Geno the Dawn, large and in charge. I'm 31, diehard Eagles, Yankees, Nets fan. Let's get it. I'm always right. That's good to know. So just, the more you know.
That's debatable already, but move on.
But that's a little bit about me, and as the podcast goes on, I'll start, you guys will find out more about us, but that's a little bit about me for now. What about you, John? Talk to me.
All right, man. Well, I'm John's the government name, but I go by J Dova or Dova. Just a super Miami fan when it comes to sports. Hurricane super fan, I would consider myself. But yeah, I'm 30. Originally from West Palm Beach, Florida, Lake Worth area.
He's an island boy.
Y'all know where it comes. Yeah. But yeah, so I just just a guy who likes to talk about sports and bullshit. And that's exactly why I'm here, to talk the bullshit. So I'll say this though. I'm really happy about starting this podcast. A lot of people talk about starting stuff like this and it doesn't ever really happen. So I think this is pretty cool. With that being said, I said we go right into the first subject. And we already know what it is. The hot topic, sports right now, is the NBA Finals.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, unfortunately, the hat that I'm wearing got beat in 7.
In 7, but I tried to tell you about those Celtics, bro. I tried to tell you about them.
Yes. I knew they were dangerous. Didn't know they were armed and dangerous. So, we'll just put it that way. We'll talk about that later, though, right? All right. Predictions for the NBA Finals. Who do you got? How many games? What's it going to look like?
All right. So, look. My mind is telling me one thing. My heart is telling me another thing. So, my brain is telling me Warriors in 6. And that's because they've been there, done that. That's just – they have the pedigree. But my heart, my heart is telling me the Warriors ain't played nobody like this, man. Like, who have they seen defensively as stout as the Celtics? I mean, they've been to the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Mavericks. I mean, those are good teams. I don't want to shortchange those guys at all, but let's just be real. Like, they don't have that dog in them like the Celtics got. They got that dog. And the Warriors have been there. I just think they're going to have matchup issues because the Celtics are really long. They're lengthy. Tatum is a guy. Brown's a guy. I mean, Clay can't guard one-on-one like he used to. Wiggins can. Draymond can, man. But I got Boston in 7. Boston in 7. That's my final prediction. Boston in 7 with Tatum taking home the MVP. He's gonna make Kobe proud. Definitely gonna make Kobe proud on this one.
Look, I do agree with you with the Celtics. I say Celtics in 6. I think their defense is gonna be so they talked about Golden State's defense being elite as well, and it's getting overlooked and all that stuff, which I guess it has a little bit because Boston is so elite, though. That's why it's getting overlooked. And regardless of how great their defense is, I mean, Boston just went 7 games with the Miami Heat team. The defense is pretty elite themselves. I hate to keep bringing up the Miami Heat, but I'm just saying they just played them. That's why I keep bringing it up. But when you have these guys like Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart, these guys that can change the game like that, I mean, like you said, they haven't seen anybody like that yet on this road to the finals.
And again, people, I'm an avid Twitter guy, so I see on Twitter a lot of people are saying, "What do you mean the Celtics haven't seen anybody like that? They're a dynasty, 6 finals in 8 years," and that's all true. That is all true. But this is a different team. This Celtics team has a different dog and hunger in them than.
Yeah, it's a new year.
It's a new year, exactly. So I mean, that's great and everything. I know what they did, and if you're gonna be real, Warriors fans are gonna hate this. They always beat up on injured teams. Like I can't name a championship they won against a healthy roster. I'm just being honest. I gotta be real.
Yeah,
they are elite. They are an elite club. But I mean, I might be Tatum's time. That's just how I feel about it. I think I got Boston, man.
And that's exactly how I feel. I think it is Tatum's time, man. He put the Mamba band on his arm. and I think he has that mentality going into the NBA Finals. Like I said, I think it's Celtics in 6. It's not going to be pretty. I think you got guys like Klay Thompson who can go stupid at any moment.
Yes.
And when you have somebody like that, and obviously Curry, who just is a magician, I just want to label him like that. Like it's tough to say count him out at any moment. You know
so let's talk about this for a second, though, bro. So I mean, I know they got that guys over there, you know, Curry and Clay, those elite shooters. Even Poole, I'll put him in that category of an elite shooter because he is.
And Wiggins is playing a little better.
Yes, I agree.
Right.
I agree. But let's talk about this for a second. The Celtics went through a bunch of elite guys. Look, let's talk about their road to the finals. In the first round, they saw KD and Kyrie. Now, don't get me wrong. The Nets have been a dumpster fire this year. I mean, up and down, a lot of injuries. And I hate to say it, it's my squad, but I got to be real. But
I agree with the dumpster fire.
Sure. All right, come on, chill out. But Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are two of the most talented, if not the two most talented players to ever play this game of basketball. So I have to give them their due. I mean, they shut those guys down. They swept them, which is, come on, that's impressive. The next they went to Giannis. Granted, Giannis, I think right now, and he is the best player in basketball. He's the best player in basketball. You know what I'm saying? And I know they were missing Middleton and everything, but the Celtics kind of, I won't say had their way, but they figured out a way to beat those guys, you know? So they're the reigning champs.
I think give them credit for that statement, I think you should throw the word one of the best players in basketball right now. To say the best is a little intense, and it just opens room for just massive debates on all ends, bro.
Yeah, true. And I also have to stamp that that's my opinion. I feel that Giannis is the best player.
That's a Scarface statement where you just got the machine gun just ready.
Right. I mean, I'm not ready to die on that hill just yet, but I do feel like Giannis is the guy that people fear the most right now. He's the most unstoppable force in the NBA right now. That can change next season, but I do think that, Giannis is that guy right now. But then after the Bucks, they go through the Heat, the 1 seed. They were the 1 seed for a reason. Elite defense, very, very deep roster, top 15 all-time coach. Figure out a way to grind those guys out in 7 and get to the finals, man. So you got to beat the Celtics for me to really for me to believe it. They got to be beat.
I agree. I think hands down, simple statement is that Boston Celtics has had the hardest road to the finals out of all teams this year, as far as whatever. Well, I mean, obviously the two that made it, obviously harder than Golden State, but anyone else making it to the finals just seemed, even the Miami Heat, if we made it, we didn't have the hardest road to the finals.
No,
you don't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Celtics had a tougher road getting through the Nets, which everyone knew that was going to be a battle.
Not really.
And the Bucks. So what was that? What'd you say there?
Not really. It wasn't really a battle.
Well, it wasn't a battle, but everybody was like expecting a heavy hitter type of matchup. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't work out that way. Did it make me a little happy? Yes. That's besides the point.
But we'll talk about that later. That's another topic for later on. But
as far as why it made me happy?
I mean, what do we do to
look,
you?
It's not really about the Nets. It's like that you like the Nets.
Yeah, I feel it.
The any situation where you don't have firepower is a good situation for me.
For sure.
So I if we're talking about the Nets in the finals right now, maybe this podcast doesn't even happen because I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's how I feel.
That's funny.
But yeah, so you say Celtics 7, I say Celtics 6. We're pretty much agreeing it's going to be Celtics. A lot of people disagree with this, though. I guarantee you, it's probably like I'm gonna say a bold percentage. I'm gonna say 70-30.
People are picking the Warriors.
Yes. Is that too steep? You think that's too steep?
Honestly, I do think that's a little too steep. No, that might be. You might be right.
I just feel like on social media, every time I see somebody talking about it, it's like, oh, Golden State.
And that's only because of pedigree. That's only because of pedigree, and they've been there before. So people automatically assuming like
they have the clout. They're there again. They got the shooters on deck. So yeah, it looks pretty. People like pretty things. So
and if I have to be honest with you, this might be the best. No, I'll say second best. Definitely second best team that the Warriors have ran into in the finals. And I say that because of all those LeBron-led teams, besides the 1 year, were all injured and battered. So this is the best team I feel like they're going to face ever in the finals, really. Second best, excuse me, after that 2016 team they lost to. So,
and I will also say this, and not to jinx, knock on wood, right? Just the age of the Boston Celtics, it feels like it's in their favor of of health. You know what I'm saying? Like they can play 7 games, like grounded out. You know what I'm saying? Like Clay's gonna have to ice up after game 1 for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's how I feel. But
you're right. And let's talk about the depth too. The depth of these teams. Like, I feel like Boston is the Warriors are deep. I won't use the word deep. They have a solid rotation of 7 to 8 guys. But Boston is pretty deep. Like, everybody they play is a contributor. They all they're all dogs. They all are willing to, dive at the loose ball. They strap up. If you're on an island, they all can clamp in. Like lock in. But so I don't know, man. I feel like the Warriors have more holes or more to be exposed than the Celtics do.
I agree with that. I mean, the Celtics seem like a more complete team going in my opinion. Yes. Defensively, offensively, together. If you're putting the average number together, it just looks better on paper.
Yeah, but we also have to keep in mind too that even though Ime Udoka, who's the Celtics' first-year head coach, he's been great. He is a rookie. This is his first year. So Steve Kerr, they have the huge advantage in coaching and also in experience as far as players go. But I don't know, man. The Celtics feel special to me this year. They feel real special.
Yeah, they did they feel special now, but a couple of days ago.
It takes your team to lose to them for you to feel that way. I know. I've been there.
Yeah.
I didn't believe either until I was like, holy shit, they really smoked us like this. Damn. They really did us like this, boy. Like that's all bad. So that's why I kind of have to root for them. You lose to the champs, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Look, and it sounds like a bandwagon type of thing, but I will honestly say Eastern Conference is who I want to win the NBA Finals most of the time.
Most definitely.
I mean, unless it gets like where, I don't know, the team was like super disrespectful against my team and whatever. But most of the time, I would say Eastern Conference, I want them to represent.
Yeah.
So
I can't root for that. I can't root for the West. Definitely not the Lakers, Warriors. I can't do that. If it's a young upcoming team, maybe like the Grizzlies got there, I can see myself rooting for Ja there, but I can't root for these dynasty franchises who just took the league over by storm in the West. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only team in the West I could say is because I've lived here for a while is Phoenix Suns. I can consider myself a Suns supporter.
I second that. I support the Suns.
Like, I'd be like, yeah, but I mean, I really don't care that much, All right. Well, with that being said,
before we move on, though, you never gave me your MVP prediction, though. We never.
Oh yeah.
You never told me who you like for your MVP.
I'm gonna go on a limb. Just the way this guy played for the Heat series, me watching him up close and personal, see how he affected the game. I'm going with my boy Jay Brown.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. And you know what? I can see that happening too, because I can see the Warriors keying in on Tatum and him maybe having to play decoy in championship basketball. We got to do what we got to do to win. Tatum, we can't have you forcing. So I can see it.
Yeah. And that's how I feel. I mean, I think he had – I would argue that he had a better series than Tatum.
And you know what? I thought the same thing. And, numbers aren't everything. They're not everything. But, I went back and I really took a look. And it looked like – I feel like Brown was the better player in clutch moments in the Heat series. But Tatum played better overall in the totality of the 7 games. Yeah,
like the overall grind throughout the game. That makes sense.
Yeah. So when it mattered, Brown was the one who was like, hey, backpacking it up. Let's go. I got us. So I can agree with that statement. I think, yeah.
All right. So who you got?
I'm gonna rock with Tatum. I'm gonna go with light skinned Kobe, as my little brother like to call him, Eddie. I feel like that's so disrespectful, but whatever. I'm gonna call him light skinned Kobe. I feel like he's gonna go get it. He's hungry, man. He's doing it for Kobe.
I think as long as you say respectfully at the end of it, it's
respectfully. Yeah, definitely respectfully.
All right. Well, look, let's make this a little spicy.
All right.
Let's throw a wager out there.
Ooh, all I like wagers.
Just between me and you, gentleman's bet.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a some type of alcoholic bottle or beverage. You know what I'm saying? Next time we see each other, or just a 5-piece or a 10-piece. What are you thinking?
I like the bottle. I like the bottle idea. I like the bottle.
Bottle. All right. So we both agree the Celtics winning, right? But we're just predicting win, right? So I say this: Celtics in 6, I get it. Celtics in 7, you get it. Golden State wins.
Wash.
All
right.
But anything other than what we said, it's a wash.
I'm down for that. Unless you know that I'm a Remy drinker, Remy Martin. I'm a cognac guy, so I'm not. It's a little pricey, not too crazy, but.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I drink, Don Julio and all that stuff. So
I got you a brand new bottle of Terramana coming right up if you want.
What's that? I mess with Terramana.
Terramana,
sure.
Yeah.
What's that? Expensive one? 19.
Oh yeah, that 19 that big white and blue bottle, right?
See, that's how I know we don't even drink it.
I don't.
It's too expensive. That's way out the league right here.
Yeah, you better ask for that, bro. I'll hang up right now. This podcast. Let me stop.
All right. Well, look. All right. So another thing I wanted to address, something that's like near and dear to my heart, is just friendly competition. And tomorrow, June 1st, is a head-to-head battle in a different type of way, which I think a lot of people don't understand or don't realize that it happens because it's kind of a low-key thing, but it's kind of a fun event if you think about it. Arguably the top 4 quarterbacks in the league going head-to-head. Old head versus young bulls.
In golf,
you got Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Versus old Patty Mahomes and big dude Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What
do you think? Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to be honest. It's not going to be close.
Massacre?
Massacre. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are going to wipe the floor with these babies. They've been golfing since these dudes were in diapers and drinking bottles. It's going to be ugly. I commend them for even going out there. I mean, I know this is huge marketing for those guys, but bro, stop. Well, first, let's talk about it for a second. Aaron Rodgers has probably the best depth perception and precision I've ever seen of a human being in my life.
Yeah.
Some of the throws this man, and you can only think that translates to golf in some way, shape, or form. Pat Mahomes is a wild boy. He's kind of a gunslinger type. Just go get it. Like it's not as precise as and so is Tom Brady. Like Tom Brady's another assassin, precise, precision, quick. Like I don't think that it's a good matchup. If you just for the young boys, not at all. They're more of a wild style type guy. Maybe they can prove me wrong, but that's just my take on it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I like the way they're doing the format. I'm glad they didn't mix the teams. You got these old legends. I would call them legends already because they're just those guys right now. Just teaming up just to try to whoop on the young bucks. I don't know how it's gonna go. I have a solid prediction that Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are probably gonna pull it off. They're playing 12 holes, so not full 18. They're playing 12 holes, and it's called match play. And match play is like a little different. It's a little more user friendly for like maybe Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, because usually like the PGA tournaments and stuff like that, it goes by strokes. So like if you fall apart on hole 6 and get like 6 or 7 strokes, you'll be that many behind for the next thing, right? Match play, you only just secure the hole and then you reset. So like you can fall apart on hole 4, but they only stole that hole. So now it's only 2-0. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it leaves it a little bit more room for a comeback. Like you can't really, if you fall apart in a hole, you kind of have time to bounce back if you want. So I think it's going to be exciting. I'm definitely going to tune in. It's something that I'm interested in. I mean, I like golf and I like football, so it's 2 good things.
Yeah, you're a resident golf expert here, so if you say it, I might believe it. But let's talk about it.
I wouldn't call it an expert. I do like to play, though. I'm getting better and better as time goes on. One day I will be nice. That's for a fact.
For sure, I got to get out there. But yeah, man, I agree. I just don't see a world where they're gonna beat these guys in golf. I don't know. Maybe, but.
All right. Well, look, you're not a golf guy. Are you tuning in?
For sure, I'm tuning in.
Okay.
I'm a football guy, so not like competition. It's the off season. I'm more interested to tune in just to see how Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen do. Honestly, I feel like I've watched them Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady do this before. I know they're pretty solid. They're pretty good at this thing,
Yeah.
So I do want to see what the young boys do for sure.
I'm be honest with you. I think they're going to do okay. I think they're athletes, bro. I mean, and they've been practicing. They've been putting work in. So,
see, and you know what though, and again, no disrespect to the sport of golf, and this might be you probably not gonna like this take.
Don't even do it.
They're athletes, but the athleticism has nothing to do with golf. Nothing. I mean, so what part?
No, yeah, I could agree. I could agree with that in a sense.
So now hear me. Now, if you don't use athleticism, should you be considered an athlete?
Well, you're using forms of athleticism, like hand-eye coordination, strength in certain situations, finesse. I mean, I think those are things,
I mean,
yeah, you're not sprinting to the ball, but you are making a judgment call, using hand-eye coordination to make solid contact with the ball, and with the correct club and the correct speed and finesse that you want it to go in. I mean, the shots that these guys make sometimes are pretty ridiculous.
You might have convinced.
You know what? I'll say this: I would love for you to go out and play golf and try to do 18 holes, and then say that statement again and see how it goes for you.
Now, here's the thing, though. You're probably right. You're probably right. I've never done it before, so I don't know exactly how hard it is. But even if it is hard, though, I have a hard. It's a hard time. It's a hard sell for me to call those guys athletes, only because it just takes no athleticism. Now hear me. Now hear me though. Would you consider a NASCAR driver an athlete?
I think NASCAR. Okay, so I don't know enough about NASCAR, but I think you have to be. I think they keep themselves in pretty good shape to do a NASCAR driver. There's not.
That's out of like appearance. Just some of those guys are pretty big.
I think it has something to do with endurance in the car. I mean, they're in there they're doing work for a minute, bro. And they're handling turns.
They're pulling G's. Some of that velocity is pretty intense.
I would like to look into it more before I say no to that. And that's just lack of knowledge. So I'm not even going to speak on that because I'm not trying to get quoted saying that NASCAR guys aren't athletes. I mean, you're already going. I hope it somehow gets quoted. You saying golfers aren't athletes.
No. I'm not saying they aren't athletes because by definition they are. I mean, and
But you said they shouldn't be considered athletes.
It's a hard sell for me to call them an athlete just because they don't use athleticism. Like and that's just, it could be a little bit of bias by me because growing up I was always a basketball, baseball, football guy. So it could be a little bit of bias.
Here's the argument I have for that. Right? It's a quick little thing.
Yeah.
If I can take someone who's never played football before and have him do something where he could hang in there, depending on body type and whatever, like to catch him.
No.
And I'm not talking about professionally or he's playing D1 against D1 guys that are running 4.3. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't mean that.
Okay.
Because that's not what you do when you go golfing.
Yeah.
However, the first time someone goes golfing, you're probably not gonna have a good time because you suck so bad. But you can go out and join a flag football game and enjoy yourself because you make a couple catches and whatever. So that's what I'm saying about that. Golf is a thing that you can't just jump into.
Yes, so. I definitely agree. It's definitely a lot of coordination, a lot of technique, a lot of muscle memory involved. So I agree. You definitely need to put time in to be good at that sport.
And I also say this, and I mean this: if you ever decide to come over here and play some golf, I will pay for your rounds. You know why?
Why is that?
It's two things. Number one, for inspiration for you to come. Number two, because you're probably not gonna have a good time. Won't even probably finish. So you're like, damn, I don't want to pay $40 to just fucking have a bad time. But then I pay 40. But it's like me paying $40 to watch you attempt golf. So that's worth it.
See, the kind of person I am, bro. I'm so competitive, bro. That like, it's gonna anger me that I'm not gonna be good enough to be competitive with you. So I'm probably that's gonna force me to keep playing and want to get better and eventually come back and whoop that ass. So
that'd be great. I mean, I have some golf partners that I love playing with, and if you were in addition to that, I mean, that would be a beastie thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So look, we got a segment we came up with, right? So would you rather segment. And it's just to get the conversation flowing and see what's up. So, I mean, do you want to start off? We're going to ask each other one question, and we'll see what the responses are. And then you could judge on my response, I'll judge on your response, and we'll go from there.
Definitely.
So you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. I'll kick it off.
Right.
So I got one. I found this one online. I think it's a pretty interesting question.
Is it PG? I mean, are you gonna get reckless on me or what?
No, it's not reckless. It's not reckless.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's decent. It's actually, I think we might have talked about this before, but let's talk about it. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or go into a coma for a decade?
That's pretty good.
That's a tough one, in my opinion. That's a tough one.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and again, I'm speaking on something I have no idea about, which is prison. Also, comas I have no idea about, but prison is probably one of the things that more people than not know about. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, that's a stupid statement. I mean, saying the majority of people went to prison. That's not true.
No, I know what you meant. You meant the vice versa, I think, right?
No, I didn't really. We could, yeah. That was not weird. But I would say prison, and this is why. Is that your reaction to it, bro?
Wow.
All right, so I say prison. This is why. 10 years asleep, bro. First of all, you're adding 5 years on the back end of that, of what the would-be sentence, and then to say you're not even present, your family can't enjoy you in any way, shape, or form for 10 years. That's like a long time. 5 years, you do your bid, you gain experience. I mean, look, this is keeping your nose clean, staying alive, trying to get out of trouble. You never know what can happen in prison, but you're trying to do your best, right? I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do. Your life's going to be a little harder when you get out, obviously, the convicted felon type of thing or whatever, but at least you get to see your family 5 years earlier. You get to hug whoever it is that you love and be with whoever it is that you love and have a whole life after that. You know what I'm saying? Like for 5 more years than you were just asleep for 5 years. Pretty much just like embrace the suck for 5 years and you get to enjoy the rest of your life.
Gotcha.
So
I mean, that's a good explanation. That is a good explanation, and I feel it. And I'm going to tell you why I completely disagree with you, and why that is like, no. All right. So look, in a coma. All right. So first of all, prison. Hell no. You have no freedoms. You lose all dignities. You have no You have to take in a coma. You won't even know you're in a coma when you wake up. Granted, you're going to be 10 years older. Life has passed you by a little bit. That's going to suck, but you're free. Your booty hole's not in question. You're not eating ramen noodles and wearing flip shower shoes and somebody in a public shower. No.
All right. So, okay. With that statement, don't you think that builds a little character though?
It builds character, but it also can build PTSD because now you're going to remember this 5 years of prison for the rest of your life. Yeah. Granted, it might make you a better person. Hopefully, it does make you a better person.
I mean, I assume more a grateful person because you went through this horrible experience, and then you come out of the back end of it just so grateful for your room and your bed and your house and just your own space. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I think that same gratitude can come from that coma because once you wake up, say if you have kids, a family, you went to sleep too. Your kids went to sleep too. And now you woke up, they're 12. What the whoa! I just missed out on all this. It's just I don't know. That's a good question. But I definitely would rock with coma just because you don't gotta. Even though you were asleep for 10 years, you don't know. You have no idea. You have no recollection of it. So yeah, that's my take on it.
All right. Well, I got mine. You ready for it?
Let's hear it.
All right. This is a really interesting one. So, would you rather be famous for being extremely intelligent or for being good looking?
Ooh, that's a good one. And I'm going to say that I'd rather be famous for being intelligent. Now, and I'm gonna tell you why. When you're famous, right? There's different levels to famous. There's A-list celebrity, B-list celebrity. Then then you got your Elon Musk of the world, and then you got your there's levels to this. A good-looking guy is like Brad Pitt, right? He's a handsome guy, right? Is that a general consensus? Brad Pitt handsome? Okay.
Absolutely. Brad Pitt's good looking good.
What's he worth?
Net worth?
I'll assume what?
Oh,
Let's talk, because he's famous pretty much just for being handsome. I mean, he's a good actor, I guess, but like
millions you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
let's see real fast. Brad Pitt net worth. I'm gonna Google. All right, so we're saying that he's worth. Okay, yeah, 300 million, which is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, 300 million is a lot of money, and he's famous for his looks and his acting skills. But let's talk about a guy who's famous for his looks. I said one earlier. Excuse me, for his intelligence. Elon, man's richest man, Bezos. Like it's different levels. So I'm gonna take the intelligence only because like there's no really when you're smart, there's no end to the amount of wealth that you can attain because you can eventually your money can start making money out. And the same thing when you're handsome, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think this question is implying that you're handsome and stupid. And then smart and ugly. So if you're picking one of the two, I'm gonna pick the smart and ugly because for sure. of the money. You know what I'm saying? The money that you can create with the knowledge you can provide. I mean, the good looks. I mean, but I mean, how many beautiful people that we hype up are just dumb as rocks? You know what I'm saying?
Millions of them. But let's also talk about it, man. Like, good looks fade. They're not there forever, They
do, but I mean, if you do it correctly and you are that beautiful or whatever, you make the money while you can. You could live off of that,
definitely,
even after the money fades, or sorry, after the beauty fades.
For sure. Sure. I mean, but I don't know, man. I just that's smart money, man. It don't stop.
I agree. I think the smart money is the longevity of it, the different ways that you can go out and get it. I think it's smart.
I feel like the level of generational wealth when you are smart is just completely different. Like I feel like as long as people have your last name, there can be some kind of wealth involved.
All right. Well, moving over, we're going to turn this into a speed round, even though it's not supposed to be. But we're going to turn it to a speed round. You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute to say, why are you mad?
Ooh, I'm always mad. So I got a lot to talk about. So I got a minute. I got 60 seconds.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk about it.
All right, it's going to start. Well, I'm give you. It's going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. I'm mad. I'm mad about a lot of things, but this is the thing that has me the most ticked off this summer so far to start off. The Brooklyn Nets. Man. So let's talk about it. At the start of the season, we had KD, Kyrie, James Harden. We had all three of those superstars.
Looked like the perfect match made.
Bro, looking like about to win 3-4 championships. Dynasty, confirmed. Like, right? Boom.
Facts.
These guys played 17 games together in a year and a half. These guys didn't get past the second round one time. And now going into the next season, it's a possibility that we can wind up with none of those guys on the roster. That is an all-time motherfucking fail, bro. If the Brooklyn Nets sell out on me like that, bro, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for me to sit here and judge other people's teams and talk about what they should and shouldn't do with my bro. We've already failed and flopped once with that whole Paul Pierce and KG trade. This would be way worse than that.
That's way worse.
Huh?
So that's time.
Oh, yeah. You think you're funny? Oh, yeah. Yeah, whatever. Anyways.
You got 1 minute right there. So.
All right. But so I have much more reasons, but I'll leave it at that for now. But
yeah, I mean, we could revisit that on the next episode because I would really like to hear that and what you think is going to become, because it has a potential to be considered, like what you said, a dumpster fire. So,
man. But all right, enough about me. Let's talk. I'm actually right now. So That's why, I mean, you're an avid sports fan as well. What's on your mind? Why are you mad? Talk to me. All
right. Let me go ahead start. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right. So Miami Heat, the team on my hat, team behind me, putting themselves in a position to really just prove the doubters wrong. Made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Plenty of doubters. How we handled ourselves in the Eastern Conference Finals was beautiful at times, and it was disgusting others. I think in those games 3 and 4 are the reason that we're not seeing Golden State. Those games 3 and 4 we played, whether we were hurt or whether we were tired or whatever it may be, we played with just lack of energy, lack of fight. It was weird to see a team that can be so efficient and a team that can be so intense and really prides themselves on the culture of just being those grinders and those hard workers just get outworked on a crazy level. And also when the games that really mattered, when Butler puts up 40 points, the guy is exhausted. He's doing what he can do. It feels like if Butler isn't there doing that, we would be getting blown out. Like without Butler, we would be just a square one team, which obviously that is what a star does to your team. But it felt like with our culture and what we like to explain and pimp, we like to say, oh, our culture, we're a good team, we're deep and all that stuff. I feel like we just didn't show up like the team players that we are, I guess you could say, like everybody doing their role. So that was a little disappointing. Also, just the honorable mention, that last shot.
Oh yeah,
little rough to sell it. I mean, I love Jimmy Butler. He's going down, and it's one of my guys.
Oh, yeah.
However, I think
he had to take that. He had to take a shot, just not that one.
Yeah,
not that one.
I mean, there's plenty of other things he can do. I mean, but hey, he's a professional. I am just a spectator / fan.
Yeah.
And he had set 3. We're having a completely different conversation, but he didn't. Right, he didn't, and it's not his shot. But I would have loved to see him miss a shot where he possibly could have got fouled, put himself in a position to win the game that way.
Al Horford 1-on-1. Al Horford.
I mean, and then he had him backpedaling too. I mean, you put your head down and drive. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? And it gives you time for the guys behind you to get up, maybe get a rebound. You stopping and pulling like.
You had 14 seconds left on the clock too. There was no shot clock. But enough about that. I don't want to keep twisting the sword, twisting the knife.
I love Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. I'm just leaving that, buddy. But yeah, man. We're getting towards the end of the show. It's time to wrap it up. This is our first one. I mean, thank you guys for listening in. If you made it this far, we appreciate you.
Much love for anyone who made it this far. We're only gonna get better.
Definitely. Comment, subscribe, share it, please. Put us out there. All Takes No Breaks, the podcast. I'm Geno the Don, my co-host Jay Dova.
Signing out.
I'll let y'all.
We out.
Peace.